Hi, I'm Michael Manning from American Autowire. Welcome to Tech Tips. Today we're going to talk about the installation of courtesy light, under dash courtesy light, and dome light in our Classic Update Series kits. The tools we're going to need for this installation are a standard wire stripper, a wire cutter. This is a termination tool. In this case, it's the 500-649 single crimper. And you'll need a 500-523 double crimper. We're going to talk about the GM kit right here. In the case of Ford kits and some of the Mopar kits, all the circuits are plug and play. The ones we're concerned about now, the ones that we're having the problem with, are those that require the user to do a little extra wiring. So what I have here is one of two different types of designs that we have for the dash harness, and I'll explain how that affects the under dash courtesy lights. In the case of all types, we will classically wire a connection on the passenger side, the right-hand side of the vehicle, that is a direct plug-in to a courtesy lamp harness. And you can see right here, that plugs right in. Right here is a lead for a door jamb switch. In some cases, you'll have to use a factory door jamb switch or one of the commercially available ones we have in our catalog. In this case, I can just show you right here. That plugs in, and that's the circuit for the right-hand side. Left-hand side of the vehicle is a little different. There are two ways that it's done in our kits. One is through the rear body harness, and you can see I've laid a rear body harness here. It plugs into this connection, which is an extension off the dash, and we will wire the courtesy light circuits in the rear body harness. In those cases where the vehicle design didn't allow for the body harness to have that wiring in it, there's an extra lead in the dash harness, similar to what we did on the right-hand side, and that's on the left-hand side, and that will provide a direct plug-in to the under dash courtesy. So since that's a direct plug-in, that's not one we're really concerned about. The one we really want to talk about is how do we wire it when we're involved with the rear body harness, because the philosophy we use there pretty much carries throughout the line. So now I'm going to go over to the rear body harness, and I'm going to show you how we modify that harness to handle the under dash courtesy and then subsequently the dome lights. One of the designs we used in the Classic Update Series kit is to provide a left-hand side connection for the courtesy light. This is in those cases when we can't do anything in the rear body or the vehicle design never supported that capability. In this case, what we're going to do is we'll just take the courtesy light circuit. You can plug that in directly, and then you would also have the lead to the switch, and that switch again is supplied with a pin, which could be a standard pin type door jamb switch, or in the case of a stock switch on the left side, some of them have a double blade terminal. We supply the correct terminal to fit that blade. You would cut this ground wire off, apply that terminal, and plug it into the door jamb switch. Okay, now I'm going to show you what's necessary to hook the courtesy and dome light circuits into the rear body harness. The rear body harness has an orange and a white lead, a long lead, and what we're wanting to do is tap into these leads to provide a takeoff for the under dash courtesy, and then subsequently one for the dome lamp harness. So what we would do is we would route this rear body harness in the kick panel. We would pick an appropriate spot that allows us to easily branch over to where the courtesy light harness would be located, and subsequently where it's going to plug into the door jamb switch. We're going to cut that, and what you're going to do is take your stripper, prep both sides like this, and essentially what you're going to do is double this up and make a connection that allows a jumper. So what you would do here is take these two like this, put them in the appropriate double place terminal that comes with the kit, and what you're going to use now is your double tool, your double crimping tool. You can see that gives us the the power lead, and we're going to do the same thing again for the ground lead. Okay. Essentially, you're doing an inline splice, but you're allowing the connection system now to work so that you can hook up the courtesy light. Okay. Now, this is going to plug in to the connector we supply, and just plug those in like this. Now, what we also do is, what I would do is when you pick the spot, let's put a little reinforcement on it. So I would take a wire tie, just tie that piece off, and another one. Just make sure that connection itself doesn't really have any stress on it. And then you can trim them. And then you're going to take your under dash courtesy light, and that will plug directly in. Once you hook the switch up, which can either be, as we said before, a stock pin type, or in the case where those vehicles have a stock switch which has a blade terminal, we supply that blade terminal. Now your under dash courtesy light is hooked up. The next thing we're going to do is tell you how to hook your dome lamp up. In most cases, that will not be in the same location. This particular case, the under dash courtesies usually work like in an A pillar. The dome lamp can work in a B or a C pillar, so it's going to be some other length down the harness, and that's what we're going to show you how to hook that up. Okay. Now that we've completed the under dash courtesy, we did talk about the dome light circuit and where it would come from the rear body harness to the roof panel of your car. In this particular case, this is a Camaro Classic update, so the dome light harness actually runs up the C pillar, which is 6-8 feet down the harness in the rear body harness. It's the same basic philosophy we did with the courtesy lights. We're going to tap into the orange and white wires and then run that up to the dome light. In this particular case with the kit, we do give you a lead that comes from the dome lights because these are rather difficult terminal to work with. So we pre-terminate that for you, and then we give you a disconnect that you would route down and actually mate into the rear body. This is a real simple deal. I'll show you how to do it. You're just going to pick the appropriate point, and this is some point down on the floor based along the trough in the left-hand side of the car. You can actually cut the lead and strip it. The dome light circuit, actually, the wires are already stripped for you, and we're going to provide a male-female disconnect. In this case, we're going to run the male. Okay, and this is using the 500-649 single crimp tool. Okay, and we're going to do the other male terminal. Okay, and we're going to plug them in. Now, in this case, because there is no pre-indexing, we're just going to follow the indexing we did in the rear in the courtesy light, which had the orange wire at the top of this connection, which would be here, and then the white wire here. So now we've provided the jumper in the rear body harness. We're going to take now, since we've routed the dome light wires down, they're going to be at this point. We're going to do the same thing, except this time we're going to put the female terminals on. Again, this is using the 500-649 single crimp tool. Again, these are available either for sale or under the rental program. And we'll keep indexing the same. Done. And then once you plug that in, that completes your dome light circuit. Thank you for watching Tech Tips. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, or visit us at AmericanAutowire.com.